These eyes are crying. These eyes, they seen a lot of love, but they're never gonna see another love like I had with you. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. These eyes, ba-da-ba-da, wow, are crying. These eyes, they seen a lot of love, but they're never gonna see another love like I had with you. Welcome to the hardest part of the ring. I am Bob. Who else would I be? Thank you once again for joining us, talking a little bit about wrestling, talking a little bit about NXT, rubbing salt in a wound, throwing gas on a fire, add an insult to injury, hip to that scene, down like a clown, out of here like Vladimir, chilling like Bob Dylan, on penicillin, like a champ, like an animal, like a beast, like a warrior, like a savage, like a madman, like a jackhammer, like a steamroller, like a firecracker, like a runaway freight train, daddy, living on the edge of a lightning bolt with a hole in your heart and a pain in your pancreas for doing the hardest part of the ring. Oh my goodness. For December 9th of 2020, we opened the show. Hulk Hogan slams Andre the Giant. And I wrote down package before the package started. I knew we were going to get a package. And did we ever get a package? They should be sponsored by Amazon Prime. We're getting so many packages. There's a package here, there's a package there, there's a big, sweaty, hairy package smacking you in the face, and there's not a goddamn thing you can do about it. So they run the promo that Finn cut the week before, or saying what's going to happen at War Games, mixed with footage of what did happen. And I made it. It's hard to explain, but you saw it. Oh yeah, this is the Hulu edition, by the way. So if I miss anything, this is the Hulu edition, so it doesn't catch anything. Nothing with Xia Li in the last 4 or 5 weeks. Any of that stuff has made Hulu, so I have no idea what they're doing. I heard there's an old man and a kendo stick somewhere. I don't know what's going on. Um, in the package, Finn said, in reference to War Games, there's going to be spectacle. There's going to be risks. How would he know? At the point of War Games, I thought the point was to beat your other team up and defeat them and win this war. How would he know there was going to be risk taken? Maybe everyone was going to play it safe and just throw a bunch of punches. How do you know? I don't understand. It's like it's not real. It's like we're telling them it's not real. Stop telling them it's not real. They know that. Don't gotta remind them. Finn Balor is then in the ring, and there's a lot of red X's over certain letters in his name. I don't understand what that means. And then Pete Dunne shows up, and he's British, and he says he's gonna be the champion. Well, okie dokie. Well, that makes perfect sense. I understand where he's coming from there. He's not going to welcome the guy back. I mean, that would just be preposterous. Kyle O'Reilly comes out and he makes the point that he got the victory in War Games over Pete Dunne's team, and he should challenge for the NXT championship. Well, okie dokie. Well, there's another guy throwing his name in the hat right there, throwing his 2 cents in. Okay, and then something happens over here. Oh yeah, he says something about the last straw or something. I don't know, something about a straw. What did he say about straws? Does anybody remember? Okay, I don't really remember. Anyway, the Damian Priest comes out and he makes a point too. He says, "Hey Finn, you haven't been here." And Finn's like, "Well, you've been losing." And Priest is like, "Well, at least I was here." And yeah, okie dokie. So Scarlet from the Karrion Cross Scarlet duo comes out with her LOD shoulder pads, and then Road Warrior Scarlet stares at Priest, and Priest says something about Cross should confront him like a man instead of letting her do the work or something. And okie dokie. So that pretty much makes it look like, okay, Priest is going to go with Cross. Clearly, we kind of know where this is going. So that'll keep him away from the Finn Heavyweight Championship because we're not quite there yet. And Kyle and Finn we did already. So it looks like most likely we're going with Dunn and Finn. You could do a couple of things with Kyle. Some on this. The Pat McAfee guys can go after him again. I don't know. Maybe would they have one of the Adam Cole turn on them, which I don't want them to do. They're going to do that. They love breaking teams up. I love that New Day never really broke up. They just kind of, they're still like there's a relation there. So come on, just keep it. We believe in it. So all right. Anyway, oh, and I guess Bobby Fish got hurt, and Sloppy Blackheart broke Candice LeRae's arm. Told you, she loves dishing out stiff shit and not getting hit. No one listens to Bob. No one ever listens to Bob. So what happens? Pete Dunne is in the locker room now, and Killian Dane is big and angry, and then he shoves. I love that they're at the lockers. It's they're athletes, the wrestlers. There should be a locker room. Why are they always just under lights like they're doing a photo shoot? This is very silly. Um, so they brawl, and it sets up a match for later. I guess that okay. So I guess a few weeks ago, a month ago, Pete Dunne kicked the door in his head or something, and well, that makes sense. Okay. So like the Killian Dane Drake Maverick stuff never makes Hulu, so I forget a little bit. Tommaso Ciampa, there hasn't been a match yet, by the way. Tommaso Ciampa is gonna Ciampa at the bit to cut a promo on Cameron Grimes. Well, okie dokie. So he's gonna wrestle Cameron Grimes later tonight, and I like his promo here. He admits beating Thatcher was really tough, but he's still got some attitudes to adjust in the locker room. Okie dokie. So there you go. I believe him. Looks like a tough dude. Another package on War Games. This is 2 video packages on War Games before we see a match. We all watched War Games. The network is $10 a month. It's almost free. Come on. We saw it. We're watching NXT. We saw War Games. What do you think? Someone's going to watch NXT every week for 4 weeks before War Games? They go, good. Tony Storm talks to a blonde lady. And then Io Shirai says she doesn't have a problem with Tony. I just don't like you, and starts beating her up. I love that. She's bananas, and it's kind of cool. So, the wrestlers are competitive. They fight in the ring. They fight out of the ring. They don't just stare at each other. And then, yeah. Okay. So there we go. So Tony, makes sense. Tony and Io be the match, but I think Raquel and Io is clearly what they're setting up here because the War Games finish. Oh, yeah, that's right. Then Ember Moon shows up. There's a big brawl. No matches yet. Ember Moon is in there. Oh, yeah, they brawl. Tony and Io brawl into the ringside area. And Tony escapes the moonsault. Okie dokie. And then Ember throws her back in because we have to put as much Ember Moon on this show every week as possible. And then Tony gets hit with the moonsault. So I guess that feud is over. No match, and the feud is over. This is the most overbooked NXT I've ever seen in my life. What happened? What happened to NXT? Grimes versus Ciampa. There's a match, and they're starting to have a good match, but then Thatcher sits down on a chair. What else would he sit down on? And some other guy, I guess one of Thatcher's students, I don't know, jumps on the ring apron, which is the hardest part of the ring, and Tommaso Ciampa fights him off, and he then DDTs Grimes from the apron, which is the hardest part of the ring, and gets the 1-2-3 on Grimes. 91 stars this match gets. And then Thatcher and Grimes have a thing. Well, Ciampa and Thatcher stare each other down, but nothing happens there. And Grimes spins Thatcher around, and Thatcher breaks his ankle, and something happened there. Raquel Gonzalez, the winner of War Games, is finally talking. And she's talking about Ember Moon, because we have to. So she's going to wrestle Ember Moon. And then the Garganos come out with Austin Theory and Indy Hartwell, and I think they're calling themselves The Way, which is an awful name, because they said The Way 90 times. This is not the way I would do that promo. Okay. Okay, so Priest comes out. Yeah, did I tell you this is the most overbooked NXT? Damian Priest shows up, and it looks like him and Leon Ruff are going to fight Gargano and Austin Theory next week, which makes sense. But lo and behold, we're not going to do that because Karrion Kross is still carrying on. And he comes out and he beats up Damian Priest and power bombs him through or puts him through a table in some fashion. So okie dokie. 8 women and 8 men just went through 90 tables and dove off things with garbage cans on their heads and got hit with cricket bats and then rubber hammers and many chairs and this. Everyone broke their arms. Damian Priest gets put through one table, and he can't compete next week. Just want to throw that out there. Making a superstar. Okay. Pete Dunne fights Killian Kross. Hey, match number 2. Killian Kross. I call him Killian Dane. My bad. Oh yeah, I wrote, when did NXT become stupid? That's when I wrote that down. This is another thing. They were about to have a good match, and then everyone got in each other's way. Drake Maverick has to chase off the tag champs with a chair. I thought one of them got his face exploded, but he's still there. Again, Priest went through one day. Can't wrestle next week. It's the biggest guy there. Can't, okay. Then eventually they beat up Drake Maverick anyway. I forgot about all this because they usually doesn't make Hulu, the Drake and Killian stuff, like I said before. So this leads somehow. Dunn does his bitter end finisher on Killian, but he totally drops Killian on himself. It looked like Killian reversed it to get a pinfall, so Killian just sold it like he hit his head, and Dunn got the 1, 2, 3. 501 stars this match gets. I'm not sure what happened. But then we see Leon Ruff backstage talking to the Garganos, and the Garganos tell him they should, I'm going to call them that forever, that we should just fight you 2-on-1, because, okay, because you make matches, and Kushida comes out, and Kushida, this segment was the drizzling Kushidas, so, but Kushida is going to wrestle with Ruff, so I guess, the Ruff thing is clearly going to fall down to the wayside. They ever watch, like 94, 95, 1, 2, 3 Kid. It's like, oh, okay, we did that now, and we're done with that. Yeah, so I guess Kushida and Gargano is probably what they're looking to go with, and Austin Theory's there to be there with the Garganos. They had a terribly unfunny promo. Wait, no, okay, never mind. Don't, Jesus Christ, don't let woke hipsters do comedy. Ugh. This isn't New York City. Okay, the rest of the world knows it sucks. Raquel Gonzalez is back, and I just wrote Raquel. I stopped taking notes. I want to put that down. She wrestled Ember Moon, right? Yeah, again, for like the 9th time, no, the 3rd time today because there were no matches. She's about to have a good match with Ember Moon, and then she can't because 90 things got to happen. I like this though. Gonzalez was in control most of the time, and it wasn't burying Ember. Ember was coming back and showing she's still athletic and got fire in 14 gimmicks. It was nice to take a break from Sloppy Blackheart after breaking Candice's arm. Tanks for nothing. Tanks for nothing. Get it? LOL. That was me laughing in Spanish. Just how it's spelled. What happens here? Ember loses. Tony Storm comes out. I forget if Tony caused interference or not. But anyway, Rigel, I think, beats her with the boob slam or something. And Tony does like, this was cool. She does like a scared jump when she hears Rhea's music, which is a nod to their history, which I don't recall again if the announcers brought it up. They didn't at War Games. I know that bothered me. Maybe they did this time. And they do another Rhea Raquel stare down. I'm pretty sure Rhea beat Raquel like a few weeks before that Rhea Io Shirai match, but now it's a different Raquel, even though it's been like 5, 6 weeks. So they got to do that. So they got to do what they got to do. It's like we're back to square one after all the War Games, after all the nonsense and all the injuries and all the insane things going on in the War Games. We're back to Raquel keeping Rhea away from Io. Like we just did this. And again, I'll repeat this. Io does not need another babyface opponent. It's not going to help her. If live fans were there, would they boo Toni Storm? I don't know. I think they like her too much. I don't think that turn would have happened, honestly. I think they would have turned Ember. I think they should have turned Ember. Live fans or no live fans. Because it's just something we need. What's the real thing we haven't seen with Ember? Not motorcycle helmet you wear for 2 seconds. Not a smile and then get stone-faced and a half asleep. Another point, Ciampa, he wears the mask out. I guess it's cool. I don't know. It's not uncool. I don't really know the difference. I'm not hip with the kids. I'm not hip with the hula hoops and the moon pies. And your dad gives you a nickel to see the movie picture, have a root beer float, take the Corvette up to Makeout Mountain. I'm not hip with the kids. I don't know what kids like. Ciampa's bare face is all over the big X in the video wall right behind him as he comes out wearing a mask. So if I'm watching this for the first time, I see him come out, cool music, cool trench coat, cool mask, cool this, cool that. But his face is right behind you, and it's huge. So I already know what he looks like. You're showing it to me at the same time. I don't understand. I don't belong anymore. It's almost like someone picked me up and dropped me on my head. Not in the middle of the ring where you should, but over on the side, between the ropes. There's like a foot of space there. You know what that part is? I'll tell you. I'll feed you. This is the hardest part of the ring.